All right, team, today we're going to talk about the half and the full shin box get-up. First, I'll demonstrate the two movements. So this is the half shin box get-up and the full. Okay. All right, so both these exercises, incredibly cool exercises for two purposes. One, movement, so from a standpoint of looking at external and internal hip rotation, and then also from a coaching perspective, a really cool assessment tool. All right, so first off, we're going to take a look at what the basic setup should look like and how this should interact, okay? So when you're setting up, you want to set the base of your foot or the sole of your shoe against your thigh, the other knee out. So essentially you have some 90-degree bends in your knees and your hips. Now, when sitting in this position, theoretically, what you would like to be able to do is be able to keep your hips square, which you can see in my video, I'm not, all right? Now, this shows a major glaring lack of internal rotation in this hip. So to appropriately do this drill, I would have to elevate my hip. And as I elevate my hip, you can note that I'm much squarer in this position, and one could even argue that I have to be elevated slightly more. But that way, I'm not getting a bunch of torque and strain in my lumbar spine, but what I'm doing is actively increasing my internal rotation in my hip. So the back leg is assessing internal rotation while the front leg is in an externally rotated position. But of course, we'll do both sides. And when you do this, you'll note that we have drastic differences from side to side. But again, it's another piece of the puzzle or a tool or another tool in your toolbox that you can understand about how you move and things that you can do to help improve it. So this drill is used in assessment, but the drill itself is also simply used as a tool to actively improve range of motion. So the first part of the drill is a half get up. So when you place yourself in a position here, you're going to be in this 90-90 position. You're attempting to keep your hips square. You'll feel a little strain in the left, the trailing leg in this position. What you're going to do is you're going to actively lean forward, using your front leg or the externally rotated leg, push off the floor, and drive yourself up to a tall, nice, extended position. So you use your glutes to extend your position to the start, and then you lean forward and slowly lower yourself back down. You can come back to the sitting position, lean forward, and come up. Now, there's a big difference between doing this and actively rolling and controlling myself through a range of motion. So I get an active mobilization, and I'm getting a little bit of motor control at the same time. And we would do this drill on both sides, okay? So you may have to experiment with your setup position a little bit, all right? And then the full getup just takes us a little bit further, all right? But it does require much more control on the way down. So you lean, pull forward, rotate into a lunge, pop the back foot up, stand. You could bring your feet together, but in this case, I'm just gonna drop back down, spin back around, slowly lean forward, and end in my starting position. That would be the full shin box get up. And again, guys, you can use this exercise as assessment as well as a mobilization. We've been using it for squat mobilization. It is probably more so used in wide stance positions, so sumo squat and deadlift positions. But of course, for general hip health, there's a lot of benefits for all of us. So again, the shin box get up, half and full. Hope you enjoyed it. Put it to practice, team.